watch the in the upper room, you know that he's being very nice and quiet, but he has a lot to tell us, even about his story. I'd like him to share a little bit about his story. I'm gonna pick on him first.
Yeah, why don't you start with that?
He has a great testimony.
This is not our show, so you can't cut up.
Okay, all right. Well, my story is nothing more than a blessing.
Yes.
I'm from Philadelphia, and in 1998, I was an innocent shooting victim, and I took a straight bullet in my left eye that traveled across to my right eye. They removed the left eye, partial sight in the right eye, no sense of smell, and once again, this was in 1998. So since then, I'm off in the hospital and established a non-profit organization after my rowing career, where I took up the sport of rowing, won a lot of races in the U.S., tried out for the U.S. national team, made that in 2001, and in 2002 we went to Seville, Spain, and won a bronze medal.
Awesome.
So, and since then my program, Breaking Bad, has helped the youth, senior citizens, through the sport of rowing, but physical activity, but also helping to motivate them and drive them to see there's alternatives in life.
Awesome.
And that's everything in a brief description.
That was good.
That was good. I mean, this man is a walking miracle, and he took a tragic situation and he's helping other people. So I think that's great. I think that's really great.
So
Shauna, yes.
Here's how this started. So I have been doing In the Upper Room since shortly after high school, actually, since about 4 years after high school. I was co-hosting a segment called Youth Perspective.
Okay.
And when the host of that program passed away, her son asked if I would continue to do it with my then co-host. So fast forward to, I guess, 4 years ago, 3 or 4 years ago, I've been doing the show for years. My nephew is 20 years old. I've been doing the show by myself for his entire life.
Wow.
So
that's
I'm sorry. I shouldn't say by myself. I've had co-hosts come and go. Okay. But without Miss Neal for 20 years. Okay. So Dwayne was invited on by my former co-host, not even by me. He was invited on by my former co-host to come on and be a guest.
Mm-hmm.
And he came on and told his story, and I'm looking at him on TV, and I'm watching, and I'm like, that's a fake eye? You can't even tell. That shot in the face? That's amazing.
Costs a lot of money, though.
Yeah. So he came on, shared his story, told more about breaking barriers and what that organization does. And that was it. And then he came on the following year because he had some trainers that were coming in, and they were going to do a special kind of New Year's training program for people. So he came and talked about that. And then around the same time, my then co-host decided that he was going to step away from In the Upper Room.
Mm-hmm.
And I was by myself doing the show. And I would have guest hosts come in with me every once in a while. And he reached out and asked if he could do it. And I kind of,
pushed me off.
I did. I did. I was like, thanks, but no thanks. I didn't take him seriously, because I just didn't. And so that went on for a while, and then he saw in following weeks more strangers were coming on and sent me another message. So I'm serious. I would do that. And I'm like, all right, smarty. And I said, well, meet me at the studio today, or, very, very short notice, not realizing he couldn't drive.
Or anything.
Would have to get his, and he was there, and so he hosted with me for a while, and as you can see, our personalities are a little bit different. I'm a little more serious, and he's not.
Which makes you a wonderful team.
So, people who have been watching In the Upper Room for years liked it, so I prayed, and I asked God, and talked to some of my friends who, are in my prayer circle, and I talked to my sister, of course, and then I invited him to be co-host.
I think that is awesome.
So
awesome.
the Lord hooked y'all up.
Yep.
In more ways than one.
Yeah.
That's great.
So
you never know. Sometimes, you think you have a plan, or it looks like something is supposed to go one way.
Mm-hmm.
But, as you begin to really put your life before the Lord, He really orders your life, and sometimes it's totally unexpected what He does or how He does it, and it goes back to His ways are not our ways, and His thoughts are not our thoughts. And when He does it, it's amazing, because He has a way of putting even they say opposites attract, putting people together that you never thought, it would be possible. I love the thing about Christ, just having this relationship anyway, the fact that, he is our common denominator, and he does cause us to be able to, relate to all different types of people.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's nothing but God. I never think anything is really by accident or coincidence,
Exactly.
We all say, it's just a coincidence. No, I really think when you're in Christ, you said you've been praying, that's the key. When you pray about something, a lot of times our answer just doesn't come. Why I'm talking about this today? But it doesn't come the way you think. It really doesn't, because if it's God's plan, it's going to come together, and it works. It works.
Yeah.
They said the blessings of the Lord, they make it rich and have no sorrow with it. Well, when you think about when God is in something, it's never, how can I put it, grievous or hardship.
Right, exactly.
Or, friction or craziness. When God's in it, it works.
Exactly.
It works.
And then, with that aspect of prayer, one of the things that, and I don't know when I started praying this, but I started praying, okay, how like when you're a new Christian, it seems like the Bible is overwhelming, right? I'm not a new Christian anymore, but the Bible can seem very overwhelming, okay?
Yes.
And then there's a part of, okay, so I was on this path in my life, which was very clearly not God's perfect will for me. It was God's permissive will for me. Okay?
Yes.
So when I was like, wait a second, this is grievous, this is uncomfortable, this is unhappy, then I started praying a different way, which was, God, I want to be obedient. I want to hear you.
Yes.
And I know me, and you know me, so can you please, whatever it is you want me to do, I am not going to be offended, Lord, if you write it in crayon. Just make it clear.
Right. Make it happen.
Talk to me like a baby. I don't care. I want to be obedient.
Yes.
I've been in your permissive will. I did not like it there. I would prefer to be in your perfect will.
Yes.
Just let me know what it is.
Yes.
And then I just had to be very still. And then just kind of let the Christians around me. At the time it was my mom. And then I was also, talking with my sister a lot, even though she lives abroad. And just making sure that the people around me were followers of Christ and being obedient to them.
Yes.
To the Christ in them.
Yes.
And then everything changed.
Yes. Yes. That's wonderful.
I think with me, other than saving my life and learning stuff like that, the two things I learned within the past couple of months is time and faith. And I think a lot of people have problems with that because you can say I had problems with it, but I didn't understand it. But over the past 6 months, I've learned it. And when I say time, is in His time, and you hear that so much, but you really don't understand it until it materializes in front of your face.
Yes.
So, everyone has to wait on time, His time, and it's going to come in different ways. You might not realize it, like you said, in crayon. It might come in crayon. You still might not understand it, but it comes.
Yes.
And the other part is faith, where a lot of people, and I have faith, but it's getting stronger and stronger.
Yes.
A lot of people don't have faith or it's not strong. And one of the things that really opened my eyes recently was I was listening to Exodus. And when God was speaking to Moses and telling him take his staff and go to Pharaoh and everything else, and I'm listening to it, I'm like, wait a minute, let me listen to this again. When I listened to it again, I'm like, wait a minute. Moses didn't have faith in God, and he was talking directly to him. So it's not just me, It was Moses too. And after Moses went and did what God said, his faith started increasing. And like, okay, now I know. And that's us. That's us today. So it is a hard lesson for a lot of people to learn, but it works.
Yes, faith works. Faith works, absolutely.
Patience works.
Yes. That's what I like what he's talking about, the time.
We sometimes we're so anxious, but we have to remember we can be content, and Kim knows what I'm going to say, if God's will is more important than our wants. You know, and that's the hard part for us humans sometimes. Just to be content and wait on God. You know, don't be anxious, but, you know, let Him work it out. Not go before Him or try to make things happen before time, because that's the worst thing. I remember when I probably was like 13, I couldn't wait to be 16. Remember that?
Yeah.
You know, oh, and I can't wait to get my license, you know, and I can't wait till I'm 21 so I can do this and do that. But, you know, you got to be patient, because God knows the best time to give us things.
Oh, yes.
Sometimes we're not ready for some
Exactly.
things yet. You know, we think we are. And I'll say this if any young people are listening, just be patient. Your day will come. You know, but trust the Lord and just wait on Him.
Yes.
You know, one of the good things about Facebook is, you know, I see so many more like little spiritual sayings that I, you know, never would have had the chance to see. I saw one that said, while you're waiting for God to open the next door, make sure you're praising Him in the hallway.
That's a good
That's
one.
Isn't that a good one?
Yes.
That's powerful.
And I felt like, oh, okay, I gotta lift up my praises while we're in this hallway.
Yes.
But we know the door is gonna open because He promised.
Yes.
There are certain things that you know that He promised.
Yes.
So you can't stand in the hallway grumbling and complaining. You know, you've got to stand in that hallway, because while you're in that hallway, you're being sustained.
Yes. That's powerful.
You know, you're not dead. You're not starving.
Yes.
You know, you're not
gonna make it.
destitute. You're gonna be okay.
Yes.
You know, so just be patient for a second
Yes.
and say thank you while you're in the hallway.
Yes.
For that
Yes.
door to open.
I love that. He's
Push it
sustaining
down or
you.
knock it down. Just
Yes.
Yeah.
He's sustaining you in the middle of it.
Mm-hmm.
You're waiting at the door.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. That's
Yeah.
really awesome.
And His grace is so sufficient. You know, just when you think, oh, thank God for His grace.
So, what's been going on lately with? I know that there's been some changes, as some of the viewers that follow both of us know. There's been some changes within the upper room. So, can you tell our viewers what's been going on recently?
Sure.
What's the new?
Okay. Back in the beginning of this year, there were some changes. The city of Wilmington had the choice of 2 third-party operators to operate Channel 28. They selected another operator, another provider, and so that left a lot of uncertainty for the legacy programs. And the legacy programs, you know, I think in the upper room has been on the air for a long time. There are programs that have been on for 40 years. Okay. So it was very uncertain, and it was a time of tremendous prayer, and that was one of the other things I was grateful for, is because the producers that are in this circle, it's called Least Access Preservation Association, they're Christians. So we were all getting together, and we still get together every week, and we're like, what are we gonna do? You know, because it was hard.
Yes.
So we did, and I can speak publicly about this, we did file a lawsuit.
Okay.
And the lawsuit is more of just, there were certain things that were not done decent and in order.
Yes.
Those things need to be, those parties involved need to be held accountable.
Yes,
for that. Okay?
absolutely.
But it still left us, all of us, 12, 13, 14 shows with no home.
Yes. Yes.
So Dwayne found us a home.
Awesome.
Dwayne is a praying man, and while we're like all like with our heads together, like, what are we gonna do? Wringing our hands. And I was one of them. I was wringing my hands and sobbing and crying, you know. He called Comcast, and he's like, this cannot be the only station in the world. What's another station? So the Comcast said, well, here's another station. So he gathered all of the information, the price structure, everything related, what was needed, gathered all that information so that when he presented it to the other producers, everything was ready. Everything was in order. It was either, yes, we want to do this, or no, we don't want to do this.
Yes.
It was a resounding yes.
Awesome.
So everybody was on board, and then it turns out that the person that he was working with was the person that Mrs. Congo was familiar with. So then she got involved also, and then they got everything straight. So now those legacy programs the former channel are now on Comcast channel 190.
Awesome.
So at the current time, we're working towards some more live programming. Now we are recorded,
Yes.
but it's a home. It's a place where we can go. And one of the things that happened in that interim time from April, the beginning of April to now, was, I was surprised and humbled by how many people came up to us, and not just us, Mr. Potter, Mrs. Congo, all of the producers. People were coming up with, what is going on?
That's right, because all of the legacy programs are such a great part of this community and have inspired so many people. But what I did like that I saw was that you were still going and doing different things on YouTube to still say, we are still here. And we're not going to go away, but we are still here.
Yeah.
And I love that.
Yeah.
I was watching it. I always, like it and put my little comments. But I like that because it's showing other people that just because something happens, you don't have to lay down and let it happen. Being a Christian doesn't mean that you're a doormat, but it actually means that you are a soldier. We're a soldier in the army of God. So that means that He has given us the authority to get what rightfully belongs to us.
Gave us the authority to promote His word and His work.
Yes, yes.
Because the enemy was trying to quiet His word and His work.
Yes. And he can't do it.
It was spiritual warfare, the most tangible spiritual warfare that I have ever been involved in, because these things that were happening were so blatantly disrespectful to God and the people that God was trying to show, and God was giving these messages to, these voices to, these initiatives to, and these were the people that were being told, no, be quiet. There's no place for you here. Okay, there's a place for you here, but it's going to cost you 4 times what you normally would pay.
Wow.
And we were trying to stay very active on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube so that people would know that we were fighting and that we were looking for other avenues.
Yes.
And then we were also going to senior centers, because it's the seniors who were really like, what is happening? So we would go to senior centers, we'd meet 10 o'clock in the morning, we'd go to wherever their meetings were.
Yes.
And, it was cute, because they're like, oh, there she is, and they've been watching us, for years.
Yes.
And we were just explaining what was going on. And it was funny, because one time we were standing in the hall, because we were waiting for the other producers to arrive, and we heard, they didn't know we were there yet.
Wow.
And they were speaking with a representative of a district, and she was trying to answer their questions. And they were asking, what is going on with this channel? Where are our shows? And they had no idea we were standing out there.
Wow.
And to hear them asking about us, it's one thing to see us and say, oh, by the way, right? But for it to be on their mind and on their heart, and they didn't even know we were in the building, that was
a blessing.
It was impactful to me. And it's, I've told my story about In the Upper Room a million times, but I always felt like I cannot lose this program over lack of management on my part. But even then, when this happened and it wasn't that, it still felt like I cannot lose this program.
Yes. Yes.
There are too many little 8-year-old bow makers, little 8-year-old DJs,
Yes.
or, women who have survived horrible things, who have now turned to Christ and they want to talk about their story. There are too many things that have to be told.
Yes. Yes.
And I'm not, I remember again, I know I'm talking a lot, Kim, but
no, I think it's wonderful.
I remember, because I have aspirations.
Yes.
I was like, I'm going to be next Renee Chenault Fatai.
I remember.
You remember?
Totally.
Okay, so I remember being at an event one time with all of the stations. And my then co-host, Anthony Carter, made me a little press pass, so I'd be official, right? And I just thought, you couldn't tell me anything, right? And I'm watching all these other people, and I saw one other anchor kind of in the corner praying quietly to herself.
Mhm.
But then when the camera was on, she couldn't pray.
Mhm. Mhm.
And I never forgot. It struck me that you can pray whenever you want on any of the
That's
room.
right.
And that, it just was so powerful to me.
Yes.
Because I felt like at that point I wasn't getting the advance I wanted, I wasn't getting the, callbacks that I wanted. But I'm like, you could be on 3, 6, or 10, 4, you could be on all these channels, and you would not be able to bow your head and say, let's all go to the throne of grace together.
That's right.
You wouldn't be able to say it. Now, and I know if I was in that position, I would still absolutely, in everything that was done, demonstrate Christ. In everything. I know that. But it's different to be able to look into the camera and say, bow your hearts and minds with us.
And I love that. I love that piece. I love that. Yes.
So.
Yes. I just love it. Now with breaking barriers, what's the new with the breaking barriers?
That was my turn?
Yes.
Oh. I thought you ran out of time.
I acknowledge that I was talking a lot.
One thing we like is we get to talk and feel free to talk as long as we want to.
Well, Breaking Barriers is going through a transition right now.
Okay.
But like I was saying, faith and time
Yes.
had a lot to do with it. So the transition and everything we're looking at doing is in the mix now.
Okay.
It's something I really can't unveil at this moment. It
Yes.
has to, like,
That's okay.
bam, but I think everyone will be very, very, what's the word? Not impressed, but it'll be something very interesting.
Yes.
Once the next step happens, but it's all.
I'm looking forward to it.
So everyone will see it. You'll be, wow,
Looking forward
that's
to
what's
it.
happening. So it took a lot of, like I said, time and faith to be prepared for this, and everything is lining up.
Good.
Everything is lining up, so it's a good.
Now, if you had, each of you, if you had anything that you wanted to say before we end, that would, just your one inspiring thing you would want to say as you look out into our viewers today, what would you say to them to encourage them today?
Ladies first. Ladies first.
Well, I would say that as followers of Christ, I think the most important thing is to treat your relationship with Christ like you treat your relationship with the person you can see who you love.
Yes.
Does that make sense? Like, I feel like it's important that we nurture that relationship the same way that we would nurture a relationship in the physical world. Like, you wouldn't go for days without speaking or acknowledging or talking to someone that you love here on earth. Here, not physically here.
Mm-hmm.
Like I love you guys.
Yes.
I wouldn't go for months and months and months without saying hi to you or
Right.
letting you know that I love you.
Yes.
So if I could say anything to people, I would just say, don't think that, okay, I feel like sometimes someone said to me, God might miss you. God misses you. He loves you. He wants to hear from you. He wants to know that you're turning to him and that you love him back.
Mm-hmm.
And that you do trust him in everything, in all ways, in all things. And one of the things I've learned from Dwayne is, I think God must have a sense of humor because he jokes around all the time,
Mm-hmm.
But
Yes.
I just feel like it's a relationship, and
Yes.
don't take it lightly.
Mm-hmm.
Care for it, nurture it the way you would nurture a relationship that you can hug.
Oh, that's awesome. Yes. Yes. Dwayne.
Well, first of all, he does have a sense of humor. So, he knows what he put inside of me. So but I would say love, faith, and time. And I mentioned faith and time before. So love is, a lot of us don't love our family. I'm gonna say family because that's important.
Yes.
You should love everyone, even enemies. Say a prayer for them. But love your family because you don't know if the next,
That's right.
not even the next day, the same day, we see the mass killings.
Yes. Yes.
So, something minor is an argument or whatever, just overlook it. Love that person. Love your neighbor. Love. That's the strongest thing. And faith and time, it's always gonna be God's time. Always, no matter how it looks, and our head gets like this. Keep it up.
Yes.
It's gonna happen in His time. In faith, just have faith. It's going to happen. If you're a praying person, pray more. I tell my son all the time, pray, 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 and I pray for him all the time. But love, faith, time, it'll happen.
Awesome. Beautiful. Now, how would someone, if they wanted to be a part of your show, how would they get in contact with you?
Okay, well, the easiest way is just to call me. My phone number is area code 302-588-1493. We also have a Facebook page, and I'm trying to get better at Instagram. So, but I am on Instagram, every day. So you can also follow us on Instagram. I think we're in the upper room, DE.
Yes.
So.
Great.
And we are always welcoming guests to come on the program. And one of the good things about recording is we have a little more flexibility. We have a great camera crew in Advocate Media with Elias Muhammad and Jamisa and Kwan. And so they are a little more mobile. So
Yes.
we can now go places to videotape. So we're not just limited to the studio.
And
Great.
Abin.
And Abin, yes,
Abin,
absolutely.
yeah.
I forgot.
Abin's great.
Yes, Abin's awesome.
Great. That sounds great.
Do you get sponsors for your show? Or?
We would love to have sponsors. We've had a sponsor before.
And we've had a couple sponsors.
We've had a few
Yeah,
sponsors.
we had a couple
Okay.
We're always looking for
If someone,
sponsors.
because if someone wanted to do that, how would they go about doing that? Do you have a P.O. box, or they just call you and
Yeah.
you
They
would just
can still
instruct them in
contact us the
how they
same
could
way.
be,
And,
because
let
you're
us
blessed
know.
to be a blessing. Come on.
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
All right.
And the viewers we have is over 100,000 viewers for the show, and that covers a wide range of area.
Yeah.
Wow.
I did do the math on that too, so
Yes.
it's over 100,000. So wherever you're trying to reach, we will reach those people for you, and help out whatever you're trying to, sell, do, or whatever it might be.
So yeah, they could contact us the same way, and then we have like some promotional packages for, we'll make you a commercial and run it a certain number of times and things like that. You know what's funny? On our YouTube channel, like a long time ago, one of the first co-hosts, Anthony Carter, went to Philadelphia and he made a video of the Philadelphia trolley. That video has over 50,000 views on YouTube. When I saw that, I'm like, what? Because they're like, your most viewed is this. I'm like, oh, okay, Philadelphia trolley trip. And I looked at the number of viewers, I'm like, oh my goodness.
Because you guys are wonderful. That's why. And they have been a great support to us as well. If you would like to be on a segment of WK in the community, you could contact us by writing P.O. Box 422. And that's P.O. Box 422, Newcastle, Delaware, 19720. You can also call us at our new number, 302-414-5291. And we also are on Instagram, and that is SW, and then it's _WK gift. And then also we have a website, and that is WKGiftsShop.com. And you could also view our segments there as well. We just want to thank you once again for supporting us, and we thank God for the gifts that we were able to share with you tonight. That's just a piece of them. We're going to have them come back because they are awesome. They are doing so many things in the community, and we just enjoy them. We love them. We want them to know how much that we love them and that we appreciate what you do, because it is very effective and important.
And I just encourage everyone, watch their show. Now, what time is it on Sundays?
It's on channel 190, Comcast channel 190, Sundays at 7 p.m.
And you can get them your call in and give your prayer requests.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
they will faithfully pray over them, as well as us. I mean, if you want to contact us and, give us your prayer requests, Kim and I will always be glad to pray for anyone that needs prayer.
Absolutely.
And we've seen a lot of answers to prayer, so by all means, give us a call.
Yes. Thank you. Have a great night. WK in the community thanks you. Goodbye.